That one statement has started the debate again in the MMA world because when Rogan talks about a fight like this, fans listen and fighters take notice.
Aspinall's a freak. Even Francis, who's like the greatest, scariest power striker I've ever seen in the heavyweight division. No one's scarier than Francis. Francis does not move like Tom Aspinall. Tom Aspinall is significantly faster than every other heavyweight. But Jon has been used to fighting guys like Alexander Gustafsson, guys who are really fast at light heavyweight. So the speed is not going to be as much of an adjustment. He fought Lyoto Machida. Machida was a lightning bolt, man. And he caught Jon a bunch of times. But then there's the thing of getting caught by Lyoto Machida is not like getting caught by 255-pound Tom Aspinall.
Joe Rogan just said that he thinks Tom Aspinall is an amazing fighter, and he might even have an advantage over Jon Jones if they ever fight in the octagon.
Who's next big heavyweight star?
Tom Aspinall, the guy who just won the interim title. He's phenomenal. And he is, again, the next the next advancement of the evolution of the sport.
How so?
Well, because he can do everything. That guy's got elite jiu-jitsu. He's got elite takedowns. His striking is outstanding. Like, I've seen a lot of heavyweight, even Francis, who's like the greatest, scariest power striker I've ever seen in the heavyweight division. No one's scarier than Francis. Francis does not move like Tom Aspinall. Tom Aspinall is significantly faster than every other heavyweight. That's a real problem because he's a heavyweight and he's a big guy, a really big guy, but he moves so fast. And so his speed has always been like extraordinary compared to other heavyweights. Like he just moves in. It's all like fast, explosive movements. So he's got natural speed, but then he's also got a lot of training to execute quickly. So when he moves in, he closes the gap. You can see like he's fast for a big guy.
Right.
I want to see it so bad.
Jon was shitting all over Aspinall. Saying that
I think that's a bad way to go.
He was lucky that he blew his knee out with Curtis Blades because Curtis was teeing off
doing
on
well.
him. Unless Jon avoided him, unless Jon used his wrestling to avoid exchanges, you know what that's all about.
Correct. It's called the Shop Shutdown.
The Shop Shutdown.
I saw a 7-part series on
Cyborg.
Yes. The Stipe fight, which is just like, it's a weird thing.
Aspinall's an athlete, man. He's such a good athlete.
Freak athlete.
Very fast. Very fast for a heavyweight.
So fast.
Yeah, but we felt the same way about Cyril Gahn, though.
Yeah.
But Cyril Gahn doesn't have wrestling. Doesn't have jiu-jitsu. Aspinall's like legit on the ground. Very legit on the ground.
So legit that his dad owned a jiu-jitsu gym. His dad's a black belt. He started doing jiu-jitsu at 2.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how Aspinall is past the first round, right? Because we've seen him. He looks so fast. He looks, you're like, nobody moves like him. He looks like a younger Kane.
Right.
But he just keeps knocking these guys out so quick. So I'm like, let me see him past the first round to see if he has that cardio as well.
This isn't just about hype anymore. It's not just about tweets, call-outs, or championship belts. Now the focus is on the real fight, how it would play out, and who would control the pace.
Greatest of all time.
He's going to come back. He's going to fight Tom.
Yes. You don't think so?
No.
Really?
For what?
For glory.
He already has the glory.
Yeah, one more glory before the lights fade.
Yeah.
Jon's a conqueror.
He's the best of all time. No one can say the opposite of that. He's the best.
He's fucking terrifying.
Jon Jones is the heavyweight champion. He's an incredible fighter. You know, he's incredible. He's one of the greatest of all time. I don't think he can hold a candle to Tom. I think Tom will do the same thing to Jon Jones as what he did to Marcin Tybura. I don't think there's anyone that can stop Tom Aspinall. He's that good. He's that switched on. And he's just a great guy as well.
And what happens when two of the most dangerous heavyweights in the world face off at the top of their game? The truth is, no one really knows how it would go. Jon Jones is a master at adapting. He's fought legends, outsmarted champions, and taken apart some of the toughest fighters in MMA history. His wrestling, fight IQ, and ability to stay in control during chaos are what made him a champion, and what's kept him unbeaten for over 10 years.
He's weighing 215. He would fight Tom Aspinall better than him weighing 245 pounds. In his 205 frame, he could fight Tom Aspinall better than he'd fight him at that 250 because that's not his weight class. While he didn't last long with Cyril, he didn't look as fast. He carried more weight. Cyril just did some weird stuff. And Jon, you don't make mistakes against Jon.
Jon Jones is a bad guy who's trying to be a good guy. If we were living 1,000 years ago, he would be on a horse with the biggest battle axe, hacking heads off, and everybody would be running. And those people have always existed. These dominators have always existed. But Jon is like a genuinely sensitive, intelligent guy who's trying to do the right thing. But he's a fucking conqueror. He's a fucking conqueror. That's the thing that's inside of him that leads him to be the GOAT.
But Tom Aspinall brings something Jon has never faced before. He's not just another heavyweight throwing wild punches. He's skilled, fast, explosive, smart, and extremely well-rounded. He moves like a middleweight, hits like a tank, and beats top-level fighters with ease.
In my opinion, if you look at his body of work over the last 15 years, he's like as close as you can get to perfection as possible. He's like 37, 38 years old, but not only that, he's got 1 million miles on the clock. So he's got a lot of damage on the body. He's took a lot of shots to the head. And that's not me saying anything negative about it. That's the reality of it. And I'm sure Jon Jones is aware of that. And he's fighting one of the most concussive punchers in UFC history. And I just think I can exploit it. Like, I think to get out the way of me for 25 minutes at this point in his career without getting hit once, and that's all I need is just one, I think that's going to be very difficult for anybody.
An idea. He was the one who delayed and delayed and delayed till Francis was out the fucking door. He could have fought Francis a long time ago. If he'd just taken the chance of going up to heavyweight earlier, we could have had him versus a prime Cain Velasquez. Cain Velasquez was 240. Jon Jones is 260, 265. And you're telling me Cain Velasquez was too big for him? What a load of shit. Stipe Miocic could have fought him in his prime, another one who was no bigger than Jon Jones. So when he's giving it the big and being like, oh, well, people always think someone's going to come and dethrone me. And yeah, I get the narrative. That was the way at light heavyweight. There was always that next guy coming up. But you ain't never fought an animal like Tom Aspinall, who is as quick on his feet, who has the speed that he does at 260 pounds, who has the heavy hands that he does. You have never been in there with a beast like that. It's just not happened. I'm not saying that means Aspinall wins, but for people to do the Tyson Fury thing of going, oh, well, he's always won, so therefore he always will win.
Can Tom become the heavyweight GOAT? I'm not sure. He has all the tools too. He does, and he's young. People forget that about Aspinall, you know, and he's just had surgery and he's healed and he's healthy, ready to go, looking to stay active, you know. So it's a really good combination for him right now. It's almost destined to be. I could see Pavlovich catching him though. That's the only problem, right? There could be a moment where Pavlovich catches him.
To beat Jon Jones, you need to have fast eyes, fast reactions, fast reflexes. And Stipe Miocic at 42 years old just doesn't have the reflexes anymore.
No.
That someone like a 31-year-old, I don't even think I'm in my prime yet, but almost prime fighter has.
But Aspinall, so far, the way he dispatched off
the Russian guy,
oh my God. And he's fast, but he's the same height as me, if not an inch taller, but thick. Yeah. And I was like, you're a lot thicker than I would expect. Yeah. And the speed, that's the thing that I'm like, okay, that's the danger. But again, grappling, he's a black belt, but Jon is...
It's different.
Yeah. But I don't know, man. They got to fight. But if they don't ever fight, we'll never know. Because we had that with Jon and Silva. We had that with Silva and GSP. So all these fights we will never see.
And when Joe Rogan says this guy might have the edge, it's not about trash talk. It's about the details. Tom's speed, his technique, and how he controls the space in the cage better than anyone else in the division.
You want to talk about a guy with sprints.
Yeah.
You want to talk about a guy with fast twitch. Aspinall's one of the fastest heavyweights. He might be the fastest heavyweight in the history of the sport. I don't think anybody moves like that guy does. At a 250 plus pound frame, his movement's extraordinary.
Jon Jones or Tom Aspinall. So if you don't know MMA world, sorry to bore you, but Tom Aspinall is UFC's #1 right now. Jon Jones is, you know, he's seen as the best MMA fighter on the planet. Dana White's got a massive for him, says he's unbeatable. Honestly, I think if you put Jon Jones and Tom Aspinall in a room and said one man leaves, I think Tom Aspinall leaves that room. I genuinely do. I think, and I think Jon Jones, I mean, I can't badmouth the guy. He's got an amazing record, but he's definitely ducking Tom Aspinall, 100%. And I think he's even said he doesn't want to fight Tom Aspinall after his next fight. He's pretty much going to retire after this fight, so he's ducking Tom Aspinall. I mean, he can say what he wants, but actions speak louder than words. So there we go. Anyway, the answer to that question is Tom Aspinall. Tom Aspinall is kicking Jon Jones.
Right now, fans are divided and the debate is heating up. Some people believe Jon's experience would be too much for Aspinall. They think the big moment might be too overwhelming for him. When the pressure is highest, only a few fighters in history have been able to handle it like Jon. They say he'd take Tom into deep waters, clinch him, stop his striking, and win the fight with the calm and control of a true champion.
Jon Jones picking his fights.
Aspinall is very talented, legacy-wise. Pereira is a good fight for him. I think Jon has gotten better. He shut out the longest winning heavyweight champion there was.
I mean, do you think Tom Aspinall and Jon Jones will actually fight?
I think they will.
Do you think the Aspinall-Jones fights happens?
It's got to happen.
How do you think that plays out?
I'll be honest, Tom's a friend. I love Tom. He's one of the coolest dudes in the whole of MMA. Even though Jones is getting old, I just can't pick against Jon Jones. I've been watching Jon Jones since 2010.
How's he been in the game so long?
I know, it's mad. He's got proper longevity, and the one thing I do think Jon Jones has got the best in the world and the best ever is fight IQ. He game plans to beat people. He doesn't fight the same way every fight. He has a perfect game plan to beat that person. As much as I love Tom and I want Tom to win, I couldn't pick against Jon Jones. It's just something I couldn't do.
But others, including top experts and former fighters, think the opposite. They believe Aspinall is the hardest fight Jon could have right now in his career.
Is Jon Jones scared to fight you?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, the thing with Jon is conning the public, man.
Whoa. And Logan Paul, it's his favorite fighter.
Yeah. Oh, is it really?
Well,
yeah. Listen.
I mean, he's definitely top three. He's definitely top three.
Absolutely. I'm not disputing that he's an amazing fighter. I think the fact that he didn't want to fight Ngannou for 3 years, and now he's not wanting to fight me for over a year, and he just, the way he manipulates the media and the public is super smart. I'm not taking.
See, I think pound for pound, and we won't ever find out. I think Tom Aspinall is the best. I think Tom,
who knows?
I think Tom beats him.
Who knows if Jon beats him? Jon might beat him up.
Yeah, he could.
Jon might take him down and fucking ragdoll him on the ground, like, you know.
Jon easily could. Because we don't know how good Jon is either.
And we also don't know what happens to Tom Aspinall in the 3rd, 4th, and 5th rounds.
He's
we have zero
because no one's gotten there.
No one's even gotten close.
There's so many question marks that we don't know how good Jon is.
Right.
You can't tell me Jon's the best of all time, or he is the best GOAT, but you can't tell me he's the baddest heavyweight on the planet after being an older Stipe. That's not going to do it for me.
Right.
Aspinall looks fucking good, and he's in his prime.
Man, but Cyril Gane almost beat Francis. I know you can say the thing about the knee, and Jones just smoked him.
Went right through.
We also didn't know fucking Cyril Gane was a fucking 3-stripe white belt. That's news to me.
They say it's Jon's speed, timing, and ability to dodge, hits and strike quickly in close fights that cause him trouble. They also mention how long Jon has been away from fighting, how carefully his opponents were chosen, and how different the heavyweight division is now compared to when he ruled at 205 pounds.
Appearance on Demetrius Johnson's YouTube channel. It says, "I've been inactive for nearly a year, and I'm just being told to wait. I don't care about fighting Jon Jones. I just want to be the undisputed champion." Jon left a comment saying, "Shut your mouth and do as you're told."
I see quite a few people in here calling me a duck. I'm a duck. Call me a duck. Call me a chicken. Call me a goat. Call me a dog. I'm not in high school anymore, guys.
You are ducking. You're ducking the opportunity. You're taking that opportunity away from someone else. You are robbing someone else of the same opportunity and the same dream that you have already realized and lived. That is selfish. That's not how the game works. And so it's on the UFC to make the call. Make the call. And you know what? They may have already made the call. And it may be happening at MSG, and we're all being, we're all being taken for a ride here. But honestly, if that is the case, come out and say it. And please tell Tom Aspinall, for the love of God, because by the time that fight happens, if it does happen on that day, it's going to be a year. We're approaching a year since his last fight, and that fight lasted 60 seconds. It is a travesty. It is a crime what is happening to Tom Aspinall in the prime of his life, in the prime of his career. Give up the belt or fight. That's it. Defend or vacate. That's it. It's great. We're all happy for you. I love the fact that you turned your life around. Truly. Trust me, I was there. We did the walk and talk in Albuquerque. I covered it all. It actually warms my heart. But you got to keep the train rolling along.
And the main question is simple. What happens if Jon can't control the pace? That's what Aspinall does best. He doesn't rush or panic. He waits, watches, and then attacks with scary accuracy. If Jon can't slow him down or control him like he did with light heavyweights, this fight could get out of control quickly.
Aspinall, goddamn. It's like you risk going down as no matter what, you don't have to fight again. Greatest of all time, people will say that. You're the greatest of all time. Greatest of all time. Jon Jones. Jon Jones. Or you risk it. Go fight Tom Aspinall. Possibly lose. And then it's like, he was the greatest. Then they're saying, yeah, but he wasn't in his prime.
He's the fastest, quickest, most powerful heavyweight on the planet. He's the favourite against Jon Jones. And no man alive can beat Tom Aspinall, in my humble opinion. And that's with the greatest of respect to Jon Jones.
Toe came out of his skin when he fought me. He wrapped it himself to go to the press conference. He didn't want to miss his press conference. So he wraps it himself because the doctors refused. That's inappropriate treatment. We're not going to do that. We're taking you to the hospital. This is a tough guy. And when it comes to grit, and you gotta have it, we know for sure that Jon does. Now, that doesn't mean that Tom does not. But we don't know that. And we don't know that those punches are as hard and as fast with equal accuracy.
Reality is, Jon Jones is now the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. And when he fights Stipe Miocic, and if he is victorious, then he has to face Tom Aspinall next. This is just the way the world works, okay? And if he refuses to fight Tom Aspinall next, then we got to start having a serious conversation as to whether or not this man should be stripped. Jon is the undisputed champion of the world. Tom is the interim champion. This is how it works. They face one another. He's calling out Alex Pereira for a legacy fight. That wasn't your thinking at light heavyweight. You were taking on all comers. And that is what a champion is supposed to do. Take on all comers. What I'm saying is sounds crazy. I'm not saying this as a Jon Jones hater. But if this was boxing, Jon Jones would be stripped.
Still, some people say we shouldn't underestimate Jon so fast. They believe greatness doesn't disappear. If anyone can step up when it matters, it's Jon. His reach, his unusual fighting angles, and his smart defense all make him one of the most dangerous and skilled fighters the sport has ever seen.
Video of him and Cormier, and they don't know that they're live being filmed.
Oh my God.
And Cormier says, I had to come over there and spit in your fucking face right now.
I wish they would let me next door so I could spit in your fucking face.
And Jon Jones says, I would fucking kill you.
You know I would absolutely kill you if you ever did something like that,
You
right?
could never kill me.
I'm not saying it. I would fucking kill you.
I would literally kill you if you spit in my face.
Yeah, let's try that, Jon.
Jon Jones has like German Shepherd dogs that he can do all the attack shit, shoots guns. Jon Jones has a very dark side to him.
He's one of the greatest fighters of all time, period, in all of combat sports. And I don't think people give him enough credit. The guy is undefeated. He's never lost in MMA. Went right through fucking murderer's row at light heavyweight, then moves up to heavyweight and wins in heavyweight.
And they say he's crazy. What do you think about that?
All fighters are crazy, you know that. But what makes Jon Jones so fucking unique and so special is if you look at all the things that he did outside of the octagon and outside of the sport, yet still destroyed everybody that he fought. It's pretty fascinating.
If Jon stays focused, uses a smart game plan, and avoids getting caught in the beginning, there's always a chance he can take control and change the fight. But time doesn't wait for anyone, and right now, Aspinall looks like a storm that's only getting stronger.
Fight starts, what's going on inside Tom Aspinall's brain?
Ice cold, nothing. Once the bell rings, I'm good to go. And when I was younger and less experienced, I used to go into a fight and I couldn't feel anything physically. I had the punches and kicks, they wouldn't really hurt. But now I'm a lot more well-versed. It's painful, man. Like, because I'm so calm in there, I don't have the same adrenaline as I did 5-10 years ago. Yeah, the punches hurt, punches and kicks hurt more than they used to.
The best heavyweight MMA fighter in the world. By default, that also makes you the baddest man on the planet. If you were toe-to-toe with any other man in the world, you could them.
What do they call him? SAS? He's trained to maim and hurt. These people are trained to they want to render you lifeless.
Completely agree, but I do have a counter argument. We are trained to hurt each other. That's part of the sport. They are trained to poke eyes, knee in the groin. When the rules are taken away, who's to say that we can't headbutt them? If we're talking no weapons, you could get any MMA fighter and put him against a SAS special. 9 times out of 10, the MMA guy will come up.
So, as the rumors grow and the UFC hints at a fight in November, this match isn't just between two great fighters. It's a battle of new skills versus experience, hunger versus past success, and speed versus control.
And of course, it's been pretty interesting, all the stuff that Jon Jones has been saying to the media this week, and I'm sure there's more to come, but check out these.
You're beating guys who aren't even champions, and you consider yourself a champion. He's not a champion.
So Jon said I need to fight more champions, but this is the problem I've got. Jon is the champion, and he won't fight me. And he says that he won't fight me because it's too much of a gamble.
Aspinall to me is no difference than an Owen St. Prude or Dominic Reyes or or Anthony Smith, be like just another up and comer that's exciting right now. And I'm not into gambling my legacy for what's exciting.
And John, if you're not into gambling your legacy, that to me sounds like you're scared of losing against me. Nowhere to go for Johnny. He either has to fight me or retire now. If he does retire, everyone knows that he will have been avoiding me. I want to fight. Absolutely, I want to fight. If that's against Jon Jones or not. I'm just waiting on a date, man. Dana White's come out this week and said that Jon Jones is happy to do it. I've been in the rooms with the UFC and they've told me it's happening. I'm not chasing Jon Jones. The reason I want to fight Jon Jones is because he's got the belt. Number one heavyweight walking around the planet Earth. But we need to find out who the guy is. If it's not Jon Jones, get out of the way. I'll fight someone else.
If it happens, it won't just be the biggest heavyweight fight in years. It will be the fight that finally answers the question, is Jon Jones still the greatest?